And I want to start with David Keppel's question. What was the significance of the Nixon-Kennedy debate over Quemoy and Matsu?
Did you say Nixon Kennedy debate? Very good. Yeah, right. I didn't have that fully in mind. By the way, I remember the name David Keppel very well for your contributions, very good contributions against nuclear weapons over the years, and your father, if I remember. Yes, that did actually come up in not just once, but in 3 of the 4 debates between Nixon and Kennedy in 1960. And the question was, had it been right, or was it still right, to threaten to initiate nuclear war? Now, I have to think for a minute what side they took on that. I believe that, geez, I'm not certain. I mean, just this, my 90-year-old brain is failing me at this moment. Remember, another part of those debates were whether we should support emigre invasion of Cuba to retake Cuba. Now, covert planning for that was going on at that time. As Nixon knew, he was, some say, more or less in charge of it. The White House action man, somebody called him on that. But as he said, he had to say no. That would be illegal against international law. It would be aggression. We can't do that. And as he said in his memoir, I knew I had the weaker side of the debate because the American people don't care about international law. They just care about success. Kennedy took the side, yes, we should. It became the Bay of Pigs. Nixon always believed that Kennedy knew that the secret planning was going on and was deliberately trying to mousetrap him on this one. But anyway, Nixon felt that since it was a covert operation, which means plausibly deniable, that we hide what we're doing and who's in charge of it, he had no choice but to be on the side of international law. And he knew that was a weaker position in that point. Well, the same on Quemoy. I do remember, and Joe, you can probably correct me on this, I've known it during this month when I was looking back at the thing, but I now forget. The one who was more in favor of international law here and not going to nuclear war over Quemoy was understood to have the weaker side of that debate.
David might be the person we need to look to for that.
Give me another week and I might think of which one. And that's a quote some will recognize from the period of the Nixon-Kennedy debates, because Eisenhower was asked in a press conference, what role did Richard Nixon, who's then running for president, play, and what decision did he influence in foreign policy and take a part of? And Eisenhower's famous answer was, if you give me a week, I might think of one. Now, that itself, which Nixon hated, needless to say, was disingenuous, because as a matter of fact, Nixon had been in favor of using nuclear weapons over Dien Bien Phu, as was Eisenhower back in Indochina in 1954. And he was very much in favor of the covert operation and so forth, he might almost in charge of it. But Eisenhower chose to, since those were essentially covert operations, Eisenhower naturally lied, as the president, to keep the secrecy. But anyway, can you tell me, Joe, which side they went on? I'm not sure how it came out.
We're gonna have to look that one up.
I'll come back. No, it had to be Nixon. It had to be that Nixon was in favor of the threats of nuclear weapons. That's right. Nixon had to be in favor because it happened in 1958. And it had happened earlier in 1954, 55, when he was vice president. So I now have figured it out. Of course, Nixon was in favor of that, whether it was reckless and disastrous or not. It was part of the administration. And Kennedy was against it. And it's now coming back to me, on that position, Kennedy was recognized as having the weaker position.